I did a flexi rod set. Hey beauties, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and thank you for stepping back into Leigh's world. So you guys, today is the day, okay? Through my natural hair journey, I have tried to use different things for protective styles, such as perm rods, flexi rods, things of that nature. Now, I have mastered perm rods, bantu knots, things of that nature. But Miss Flexi Rod has never been my friend, never. We beefing, okay? We've been beefing for the last almost 5 years of my natural hair journey. Like, we beefing, and we have we've never gotten along, ever. But today, I would like to settle our differences, and I want me and Miss Flexi Rod I want us to have a better relationship, okay? Today, guys, I am going to be showing you a beginner-friendly method, especially for me because I'm a beginner at this point, a method on how you can do some flexi rods on blown out hair. So yes, my hair is stretched and I did use heat. I will go ahead and link my video on how I stretched my hair but protected it against heat damage for you guys, so you can watch that, get it fluffy, but it reverts back normal. So I'm going to be using two different flexi rods today. I'm going to be using the gray ones and the purple ones. The gray ones are longer and a little bit skinnier, and the purple ones are shorter and a little bit thicker. So these will be for the back and these will be for the front to have a little, juicier curls in the front. The reason why I'm putting the gray ones in the back is because I find that when I do thicker curls in the front, they tend to frizz up easier. So that's why I want to do them a little bit smaller in the back. Just as your hair kind of gets old and closer to wash day, things tend to get a little bit more frizzier, and I want to prolong this look as much as I can since I had to blow out my hair. And then I'm only going to use one product to obtain this style, and that is the Doux Mousse Definition Textured Foam from the Doux. Now, I've used this before in a wash and go, and I could see that my hair was getting super defined. So it does what it says it's supposed to do. It's supposed to be like a high definition mousse for people with like kinky coily hair. I could see that my hair was getting defined, but there was no hold at the end of it because it's a mousse. So I had to go ahead and plop a gel on my hair when I tried it, but the definition made me really think that this would be good for a rod set. Okay, so the method that I learned that I really think is going to help some beginners out there with flexi rods is called the Horseshoe Method. So you literally take a flexi rod and you bend it into the shape of a horseshoe. You put it on your hair and then you split it into two sections and then wrap it around the rod. The easiest part about this is you use less rods because you're using two pieces of hair for one rod. So it's less time consuming and less work. So how beginner friendly is that, honestly? Let's go ahead and try this out and see how it works. So I'm actually going to take this large section in the back and split it down the middle to make two like medium-sized sections. So these are actually, even though I just split this section in half, this is still a bigger section, I would say, to do a rod set. But since I'm splitting them in half to do the horseshoe method, it should be fine. So put this away. So now I'm gonna add some of the Doux Mousse, maybe like 2 pumps, just so things don't get crazy and revert, because that will be no point in blowing my hair out. And I'm gonna brush that through a little bit, a little detangling there. Then I'm gonna grab my rod, it's already horseshoed, and put it right there. Split my section in half. Clip this side up so it can get out of my way. And I'm gonna take this side and I'm gonna begin to wrap it around the rod. I'm gonna take my comb and smooth out the end a little bit. Now I am doing mine close together because my hair is long, so we don't want to run out of rod. So now when I get to the end, I'm gonna smooth the end of my hair around the rod. And then I'm gonna just curl the end of the rod up to secure it. Now I'm gonna take the other side and just wrap it. Make sure it's laying flat and smooth. And look at that, we got our first rod on. Okay, look at me doing some flexi rod. Now I'm gonna take this side and we're gonna do the same thing. Alright, beauty, so our flexi rods are all put in. I am a little nervous. I just really want this to work out, but we're gonna have high hopes. So I'm going to sit under the dryer with these for about an hour, and then if I feel like they're still a little wet, then I might just let them air dry. You do want these to be completely 100% dry before you unravel them, otherwise that'll be a failed style, sorry to say. So that is the goal. So if my hair isn't dried after the hour under the hooded dryer, then I'm just gonna air dry for the rest of the day. So let's see. All right, beauty, so we're back and we are all dry. So it has been a few hours and I took one of the flexi rods out already just to check and see if it was dry, and it is. So I think I'm pretty safe to go ahead and take the rest of them out. Okay, guys, so I'm about halfway through the takedown process, and I thought this was gonna be hard because of the way I wrap my hair around the rod, but it's actually seeming to be okay. So I'm gonna show you guys how I'm doing it. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the rod and I'm like pulling it so it's straight out of the horseshoe shape and literally just rolling it down. And then my curls bounce back, and then I literally will just twist, and then it gives me back my little spiral. It was actually pretty easy and coming out quite well. I wasn't expecting it to, because I was just kind of wrapping these around the rod like any old kind of way. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention to how I was wrapping them. Now, something else that I'm thinking as I'm taking these down is that I don't know if the Doux Mousse is the product for this style. Now, I will say my hair does look super defined and it has some good hold on it, but like my hair feels kind of crunchy, and I feel like with a holding defining cream, you know, that's not too thick would have worked a little bit better and not giving me this crunch that I'm feeling. I don't know how I feel about the crunch. For my washing goes, I do like a little bit of crunch hold because I live in Florida and it's humid, and that negates my hair blowing up if I go outside. So with this style, obviously I want it to last. So I'm like, do I hate the crunch or do I not? It's really a toss-up. All right, so our takedown process is all complete. So now it's time for the fun part to go in to separate and to style. So to separate my hair, I'm gonna go in with the Palmer's Shine and Glaze Serum from their cocoa butter and biotin line. You guys have probably seen some of my other videos where I talk about this oil, but I'm just gonna keep talking about it and I'm gonna keep buying it because it is literally amazing. It's lightweight and honestly, like, it just adds the shine that you need to a hairstyle. So to separate my hair, I always separate where the curl naturally wants to part in half. I never force it because that causes frizz that we don't want. Boom. And then I just swirl the curl back into its shape. And boom, there it is. Alright you guys, so this is the finished product. Oh my god, my hair is so soft. No more crunch. Yes, that Palmer's Shine Glaze did its thing. It's defined thanks to the dough mousse. I'm loving it. Now I know that you guys are probably like, it's a little bit Shirley Temple for me, but I don't really like to separate like a whole lot when I do rod sets. I like my hair to be more on the defined side than the separated like big side, because I live in Florida and there's a lot of humidity. I don't really like to separate that much because I want to keep my curls intact for as long as I can. But yeah, I love this. Like, this is so bomb. I just can't stop looking at myself. Yes, I love it. It's so cute. I did a Flexi rod set. This horseshoe method was so much more easier for me to do than the traditional Flexi rod method. It's beginner friendly, so I encourage you guys to try it if you're struggling with rod sets as well. And then, as I said earlier, it does cost for less time and less rod usage because you're using 2 sections on 1 rod. So save your time. If you have a lot of hair and thick hair like at that, like me, then that should be a good point for you. That's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, because I did. I am, and I can't stop looking at myself in the mirror. So go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and give this video a thumbs up. I will see you guys in my next one.